Since there have been fears about another storm essentially washing Galveston off the map. Parts of Galveston should be above the storm surge level, but as you can see, many parts of it are not. In the midst of Hurricane Ike and a nasty presidential campaign, economists are increasingly concerned about the news that's been number 3 lately, the disintegration of U.S. financial institutions. The latest challenge involves Lehman Brothers, one of the nation's oldest and biggest investment banks. It is now turning to the federal government for help with a possible bailout. Joining us to talk about this and all of the news confronting the presidential campaigns is J.P. Freire from the American Spectator. And J.P., what do you think the Bush administration should do, if anything, to help Lehman Brothers?
I don't think that they should really do anything.
You should just let the Lehman Brothers declare bankruptcy and everybody who's got money in the giant investment bank, too bad?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. What about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Were you against the government bailout of those two financial institutions?
Well, there was this sort of thin veneer that Sallie Mae and Freddie Mac were not actually part of the government to begin with, but they were started by the government. The perception was always that they were part of the government financial institutions. Folks that weren't aware of that prior to that must have gotten a rude surprise when the government took them over. But the reason they did that was because it's part of the same organization. So it's hard for me to buy that shouldn't have been expected. Now, whether or not they should have done it is another question. Well,
Naomi Klein said earlier in our show that the deregulation policies of the Bush administration, and I imagine based on your answer so far, you're a big proponent of deregulation, but those deregulation policies are a big reason why the financial industry is in so much trouble now. What's your view?
I don't think that that's true at all. I think it's the massive socialization of these financial institutions that was really what caused the problem. I mean, mortgages fell through because people were so sure that the government wouldn't let them fall down on them. It wasn't because of private industry screwing it up somehow.
I want to, all of these challenges, whether they're financial, foreign policy, and et cetera, all require some strong judgment. I want to play for you Sarah Palin from her interview with Charlie Gibson last night. Watch.
I understand the issues. I understand and appreciate.
Can you look the country in the eye and say, I have the experience and I have the ability to be not just vice president, but perhaps president of the United States of America?
I do, Charlie. And on January 20th, when John McCain and I are sworn in, if we are so privileged to be elected to serve this country, we'll be ready. I'm ready.
Do you believe that, based on her experience as governor and mayor, that she is ready to possibly be the president if necessary?
You know, David, you and I have talked about this before and disagreed about it. I think that one is that these questions seem to be more directed towards somebody who's running for president rather than vice president.
Right,
now,
but she's one heartbeat away. I mean, you know, one thing could happen to John McCain and she's suddenly the president. So, I mean, it's a valid question.
No, and that is perfectly valid, and I do understand the concern. Now, there's also the question of, do we elect experts or do we elect executives? Executives meaning people who apply their own experience in their decision-making process to a broad set of issues that they might not know a whole lot about. Can we trust this person to bring in people that would give her a clear picture of a wide variety of options that she can select from? And I don't think that anything in this interview disproved her ability to make those kinds of judgments. Now, is she an expert on foreign policy? No. The fact that she wasn't able to snap to it on the Bush doctrine shows that there are a few, rough edges here. But does that mean that she can't learn quickly? Well, when she became governor, I don't think that anyone expected that she would be able to effectively slash the budget of the state of Alaska.
Right, but part of the issue is that John McCain has suggested that it's a problem if somebody needs to sort of learn this information. He said in October 2007, I wasn't a mayor for a short period of time. I wasn't a governor for a short period of time. I am prepared. I am prepared. But in any case, that's a discussion for another day.
No. But let's address that really quick, though. Is that the problem with Obama versus Palin on this is that Palin has at least had to apply some of her judgment to some issues. Obama, on the other hand, has not shown any experience whatsoever addressing any kind of issue with any kind of judgment.
Oh, come on, JP. You know that's not true. Whether it's decisions about votes, whether it's decisions about whether to support the war, whether it's economic policy.
Then why did he choose so frequently to vote as present in the Illinois state legislature?
Why did John McCain miss 65% of the votes in the past year, JP? Why?
Oh, he's running for president. That's completely normal. At least John McCain has a record of like 20 years in the Senate.
Look, we're going to bring you back. You and I are going to have a really long discussion about this next week, I promise. J.P. Freire from the American Spectator. Always a pleasure having you on. New information just into us now.